for couples especially.
Hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about how these concepts that are sort of now floating around via Me Too can be helpful in a relationship for both parties.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Me Too it's a call. It's a call to action. It's a call for men specifically to step up and step into a way of being that's very different. I cannot recall a moment in history where men were specifically called in to step into the very parts of themselves that they have been taught by society to deny
Yeah.
or shame themselves for,
Yeah.
like emotional intelligence, like empathy, like compassion. And so we need to acknowledge again that men are facing this dilemma and this difficult choice right now. And because men are so taught by society that failure is not an option, you can imagine what it feels like to be then asked to use the very skills that you were never encouraged or taught how to use.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a challenge there that I think we all need to face and understand. And I think that ultimately what's really wonderful about the promise of how Me Too is going to shift this conversation is that very fact, is that a lot of men are really being pushed, whether they like it or not, to learn those skills. Even if it's uncomfortable, and it's pretty bitter medicine for a lot of men, I have to admit.
Yeah.
But what it then leads to, this socialization of men it's at the very core of a lot of sexual issues and sexual frustrations that especially men and women in heterosexual relationships face. This difficulty with empathy, this difficulty with emotional space, this focus on performance versus focus on pleasure and connection with your partner. These are at the very root of almost every issue I see in my practice. So men stepping into Me Too and saying, I know this is difficult for me, but I'm going to try and understand, it creates a connection with our partners, because another truth, unfortunate truth, is that men and women, we don't know who we're sleeping with. We really don't. Oftentimes, we're not sharing our truths with each other, especially when it comes to our sexuality, our desires, our fantasies, again, because there's so much shame around it.
Yeah.
So, connecting with your partner and learning the skills to create a safe space for her to evolve and to open up, because that's what women really need. Women need to feel like they're safe with men, right? Because I always talk about this. Women in society often don't feel safe around men. So imagine then we go home and we build a life, and we have sex with men. And so how does that? Do you know what I mean? How does that connect then? Right? So being a safe space for a woman that you're with and holding space for her, whatever that is, her emotional expression, her physical expression, that's what women crave from men. It's that time and space and that patience and understanding. I see you, and I acknowledge how difficult it's been for you. So honestly, this can be so wonderful and so transformative, but like any transformation, it comes with a certain price, and that price is humility, and that price is letting go of defenses, and that price is vulnerability and the desire to open up and learn. And I think there are men, not all men, but I think there are enough men out there who are sort of ready for that, that I think we should call them in at this stage.